Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to Sondering Tarot. If you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. This is your daily tarot reading for the 9th of November 2024. The deck we'll be using is listed in the description box down below. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started and see what's happening for you for today. Alright my lovelies, I am back. All your cards are on the table. Believe it or not, we have all 4 aces on the table. We have 3 major arcanas, and because we have all 4 aces, we have 11 showing up for us. We also have the magician card on the table, so we do have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5 ones showing up as well, if you want to include that in the numerology, and synchronicities. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started on the best part of your day. It's where they gave us the most cards, believe it or not. We start off with the 8 of Cups in the reverse, the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, followed by the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, the Knight of Wands in the reverse, the Page of Wands in the reverse, the King of Swords in the reverse, the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, the King of Cups in the reverse, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. Okay, there's seems to be an energy, or I want to say state of being, that we're either holding on to or we're not able to bypass. Kind of like being stuck at an evolvement stage, or stagnating. It's an area where we're not growing quite as much, or our level of our vibration or level of understanding, our ability to assimilate lessons has prevented us from having the right skill set for that breakthrough moment. The next level up. We're not actually physically going anywhere right now. Like I said, it's like a stagnant energy, whether that means just energetically or lessons, etc. So either we're lacking information, or things are a little bit cloudy and it's hard for us to see where we need to go, and there doesn't seem to be an opportunity for that energy or that stasis of where we're at, that stagnant energy, to change. And instead we've been sitting in that energy. And it feels like we're a little disappointed with that. We're going to put it that way. However, remember, this is the best part of the day. And all these cards were in reverse, and now we get to the last 2, which is 2 aces, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups. We get some divine communication, believe it or not, coming in, laying down some truth that do shed some light on the subject, but it also helps foster our evolution, our spirituality, our, not only our fulfillment on a spiritual level, but also an emotional level. So we're less disappointed, probably because we're now progressing. We're seeing something shift, something move, even if it's just something happened and it's not just more of the same. And let's face it, when we stagnate, or we've been stuck in an energy or a place for far too long, it's like the humdrum. Everything is always the same. It's always predictable. It's never a surprise. You know what's there, you know what's not there, and nothing is ever unpredictable. But yes, we get some truth, some communication coming in, and it seems to be from a higher power. I suspect it's probably from your higher self, and that does seem to breed better feelings and therefore vibrations, but aids when it comes to spiritual growth. simply because it's like it awakens us out of that stagnated part of like, okay, I've been stuck on this for a while, I'm going nowhere fast, and then all of a sudden you get that little communication, you get that shift, and you're like, oh, okay, so maybe I'm not as stuck as I thought I was, or that's the reason why I was stuck. You know, you get a little bit of a dawning moment, and that makes you feel better, because at least then you kind of have an answer and maybe even a solution. You know, there's more understanding, there's a better shift of perspective, you're seeing more of an overview, you're getting the bigger picture, as it were. Now, worst part of your day, we start off with the Magician in the reverse, the Queen of Wands in the reverse, Justice in the reverse, and the Hangman in the reverse. Okay, yeah, see, this right here is literally the worst part of the day, because this is the issue. This, as far as I'm concerned, is your obstacle. And yes, your obstacle can show up in the worst part of the day, especially if you don't bypass that energy. You end up getting stuck in it. So your obstacle is, yes, one and the same as the worst part of your day. And it's very hard to foster, nurture, and empower yourself, like I said, to excel, to grow, to expand, to hit that glass ceiling, to get that next level of evolution when it comes to your spiritual growth. If you are self-detrimenting by either thinking you know it all, or you know what's there or is not there, and you overlook or don't understand everything, like I said, yeah, it's like having a biased opinion. Instead of being open-minded, you close your mind off and you've decided, well, this is all there ever is. Here's my opinion. It'll never change. You end up with bias. You end up with a narrow perspective. It's kind of like the teenager walking around going, well, I know everything. I've seen everything. I know what's right. Just shut up, you know. And that doesn't work well with the universe. The universe is all about co-creation. It's also about growth and evolution. And that does mean we need to challenge our own perspectives. So refusing to do that, or not looking in the right area and just thinking that there's nothing more to it, not taking the deeper look, not being willing to say, okay, I got this deep, let's go a deeper level, there's got to be more than this. You know, when you don't do that, it will stagnate you. Having an open mind, a growth mindset, wanting to always go deeper, always wanting to see what else is out there. In a way, this is an exploratory energy. Remember, that goes not just in your physical 3D world of, you know, exploring Mother Earth and trapezing all over the world and seeing what you can see and what you can touch and exploring that way. No. When it comes to spiritual matters, there's more way than one to explore. And with that comes certain truths. And the more we keep an open mindset, the more we can explore things. Simply because we're not keeping a limited perspective. We're not thinking we know it all. Remember, thoughts become things. So when we have a limited mindset, when we have limited parameters of what is or is not possible, when we have a biased mindset, it does limit us to what we have access to, what we see, what we hear, and therefore what we can understand, because we've decided we already know everything. This is all there is. So here are the boundaries, here's the safe zone, here's what does exist, here's everything in the world, in the universe. So that's all we get shown. It's like boxing ourselves into a corner, stagnating. Nothing else becomes possible. Why? Because we set parameters or a limitation on it based on our perspective. This is why challenging your perspective is so important. Or a better way of putting it, each one of us has a filter. Whether it's something we think, something we're told, something we see, something we're shown, something we sense, whether that is with our gut, our intuition, or our five senses, our actual literal sense of touch, physical touch. That all comes through a filter. So when we have a filter that's black as freaking charcoal, and everything's all gets squeaky clean and has a narrow viewpoint because we filtered out all the truth, all the dirt, all the bad stuff, because there can never ever be anything bad ever. That puts us in a very small category, and that's not how nature is. Nature is everything. So light, dark, good, bad, it's the full range of the spectrum. And there's a lot of things that are out there, a lot of things that are possible. So when we have a clear filter and we let all that come in, whether it's good or bad, we just take it all in, just sensing it. We're just processing of, okay, what do we see? What do we hear? What are we touching? What are we being told? What are we being shown? And we take it with an unbiased viewpoint, with an open mind of, okay, what's the truth of this? What am I actually seeing? Do I know what this is? What is this exactly? It opens new doors. It opens new windows. It does make it to where you learn, you grow, you evolve, because you're encountering new things. You're seeing things in new ways. You're understanding more connections. Yeah, so yeah, beware of keeping a clean filter. Unfiltered. Oh, that's a way of definitely wording challenge your perspectives, but okay. Well, we're gonna leave that there. And I do find this interesting that we're having this inner dialogue, this inner turmoil, and we have the mountain range tapestry on the table, which is akin to the hermit card in the tarot. The hermit, of course, goes up the mountain solitary, isolates himself for his own spiritual growth, for his own spiritual being, to seek answers. And that's basically what we're doing. But we're doing this in a roundabout way. So challenging your perspectives, watching your filter. Yes, okay. All makes sense. It's all coming together. Now your obstacle, or how to get over your obstacle, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Wands in reverse, the High Priestess in the reverse, and the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, you actually get gifted this opportunity to I put my tongue back in my mouth, shed some light onto this. In other words, you get truth. And then I still feel like this is your higher self. You get told or get shown some truth, as so long as your guard is down and you are willing to be open enough to receive that information, to receive that communication. Whether that is you get shown a vision that is very honest, very authentic, very truthful for you to see, or you are shown signs or verbally told. And that will come through in a variety of ways. But this will be basically a message that'll help with your lack of potential growth, that stagnating energy. So whatever arrives, whatever this gift is, whatever the communication is, is one that will help you with that whole glass ceiling, the evolving to the next level. But it's kind of hinged on your filter, whether or not your guard is down. Do you have that biased perspective and a closed mind, your guard up? Or do you have that open mind and a very translucent filter and a willingness to hear and see truth without judgment in order to receive the message? And that's why we get filters and challenging perspectives showing up, because sometimes you get communication and it just right over your head, and it's all because, well, your filter filtered it out and it didn't get through, or at least it didn't get through all the way. So it's a little bit of a wasted potential. Hence why our obstacle is the worst part of our day, is because we don't proceed past that energy. Okay. Woofda. Alright, and I did add up all your cards. By the way, everything here adds up to 64, which also reduces to 1 in numerology. And on my numerology chart, 1 is of self. A singular unit, yourself. Your aspect of self. And this is probably exactly where I'm getting that this communication that's coming in, this truth, is actually from your higher self. Probably because, well, one piece of your soul in a body talking to the rest of your soul from the second dimension, you're basically trying to tell yourself the truth, and, well, I guess you're more apt to probably believe yourself more than anyone else, or at least you should. So it can't get any easier or better than that. Hopefully you'll let your guard down enough to receive the message. Not only that, but number 1 for being our numerology for the day, this is about your own self-growth. So considering we're talking about the self, and that's the numerology, it works out very, very well. It also does play into the tapestry tied to the Hermit card. Oh yes, my ancestors arranged that fairly well, I do believe so. And for those of you that do like the astrology, we have Venus in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces. So extra understanding, compassionate, supportive energy, which does help you, feel closer to others, being able to connect. But this is also about healthy boundaries while you're doing it, so you don't get taken advantage of. In this case, you don't need to guard against your higher self. Your higher self is you. It's just part of you's in a body and part of you's not in a body. So letting your guard down is actually a good thing. There's no reason to get defensive or have your guard up, and to keep that boundary. You need to connect with that piece. That's what's going to allow that message to come in. The moon also enters Pisces. So this is, yes, take some quiet time, get in tune with your intuition, your gut. But there's messages waiting for you if you listen, which is exactly what we see here. Woofda, Hermit energy. Okay. And then we have the first quarter moon in Aquarius as well. So this is where we do make changes, adjustments over the next week as per usual for the quarter moon. But because it's in Aquarius, this is where we take a more unconventional approach in the adjusting portion, as well as, being able to venture outside your comfort zone. This is where challenging your perspectives comes in. A closed mind, a stagnated energy is a comfort zone. And this is you trying to break out of that phase, that energy. Alrighty then. hopefully that wrapped everything up in a nice tidy package for you. And if it does resonate, by all means give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, no worries. It is a general reading after all, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.